Your body serves you for every 70 years without any salary, without going on a strike, but you have not even thought that some respect is due, that your body needs to be valued. Even if we can live one day, just 24 hours as a Buddha, reminding ourselves continuously that each of our actions will reflect a Buddha, the single day becomes more precious than thousands of lives. It is simply a question of being alert, respectful to existence, of being utterly content with the flowers, with the birds, with the trees, with the stars. Such a tremendous universe is given to you, and you never pay any attention to it. You never give any gratitude. The whole beauty of existence is available to you, and you are reading a third-rate yellow newspaper that you have been reading since the morning. I started to think about everyone. What are we doing? Somebody is running a business, somebody is accumulating money, somebody is becoming more powerful in politics. But do you understand that we are moving towards death? Each movement death is coming closer and closer, and have we gathered anything that we will be able to take with us when we die? Except meditation, you cannot take any of your positions with you. All that is outside of you will be left behind, only the inner flame. If you have found it, if you have become conscious of it, then there is no death for you. But if you are not conscious of it, you will think as others are thinking, then you are dead. It is simply a question of thinking. If you know yourself exactly, you are never dead, but you never go inward. You have simply forgotten that there is an immense space waiting for you, and that is your real home, that is your Buddhahood. Remember it when you are watering the rose bush. Remember its beauty, its flower, its greenness is so profound, but it is inexpressible. Never forget that this experience of beauty is as inexpressible as the experience of your own self. If you have just watched, you will find in your life, in each moment, things which are inexpressible. You have just become accustomed. Your becoming accustomed is just a forgetfulness. Socrates remembered at the last moment of his life, I don't know anything, let it be remembered by the coming generation that I didn't know. Only in this space your potentiality blossoms to its totality. It is not knowledge, it is so deep that you can heart it a heartbeat, or perhaps more deeply you can call it the heartbeat of the universe itself, but you cannot call it knowledge, and there is no way to express it. Different religions have been propagating different superstitions. Now slowly science has begun to take the place of religion. But do you know that every scientific explanation is momentary? What it says today, it may not stay tomorrow. Even research goes on deeper, an old explanation becomes out of date. Old medicines which were thought to be helping people are found to have been having people, but as long as the superstition continued, everybody believed, even the doctors believed. This is true about what they believe even today, because tomorrow it may not be the same. Now we are full of scientific superstitions. Science has not changed man's being, just as religion has failed, since science has failed to remind that everything is an immense mystery. The very effort to find an explanation is wrong. Just love it, live it, dance it. Don't waste your time in finding explanation. This is the Buddha's attitude. But to make it a constant remembrance, you have to work out a certain disciplines. The discipline is simple. Remember always that everything is a miracle, everything is inexpressible. The whole world is so mysterious that you don't have to read detective novels and you don't have to go to see movies. If you can understand this silence, you will love to find a space where you can be silent again and again. If you can touch the waters of life within you, you will love in a whole day. Whenever you can find just a moment or sipping the tea, you will love to look in to see whether those waters of life are still flowing. One becomes accustomed slowly to the eternity of oneself. Remember that not a single moment will come back again into your hands. That which is gone forever. Take out the whole juice of every moment. The moment will be gone, but the juice, the experience, the mystery, the fragrance of it will surround you. Find every day it will become deeper and deeper, thicker and thicker. A day will come when you will not be afraid to declare that you are a Buddha. It will come on its own, spontaneously, a sudden lightning, and you will say, my God, what have I been doing up to now? I am a Buddha, and this whole universe is my home. As much as I need it, it means me too. We are part of one tremendous mystery. No matter how skillful we may be, it is impossible to bring back even a single day of the past. No history books say that it is possible. Without looking forward to tomorrow, every moment you must think only of this day and this hour, because tomorrow is difficult and unfixed and difficult to know. You must think of following the way while you live today. In fact, the tomorrow is not certain. It may come, it may not come. Those who know have even said that tomorrow never comes. What comes is always today. So do whatever you want to do in this moment. Catch hold of your life source, because tomorrow it may be too late. It is already too late. Just accept as you are and enjoy and release and sing and dance as you are. Acceptance is a gratitude towards existence. Anything that you don't accept means you are blaming existence. In all your prayer and in all your prayer houses, what are you doing? You are asking God just like a beggar, give me this, give me that. You don't trust existence, you demand. Demanding is not a quality of religious consciousness. Hence the real religion has no way of praying. It only lives and lives in such a way that the very life becomes a gratitude.